was a genus of medium-sized pterosaur from the early Jurassic period. It was named by paleontologist Richard Owen in 1859. Dimorphodon means two-formed tooth, derived from the Greek di, meaning two, morphe, meaning shape, and odon, meaning tooth, referring to the fact that it had two distinct types of teeth in its jaws, which is comparatively rare among reptiles. Dimorphodon inhabited Europe. The body structure of Dimorphodon displays many primitive characteristics, such as, according to Owen, a very small brainpan, 1, and proportionally short wings. 1. The first phalanx in its flight finger is only slightly longer than its lower arm. 1. The neck was short but strong and flexible and may have had a membranous pouch on the underside. The vertebrae had pneumatic foramina, openings through which the air sacs could reach the hollow interior. Dimorphodon had an adult body length of 1 meter, 3.3 feet, long, with a 1.45 meters, 4.6 feet, wingspan. 2. The tail of Dimorphodon was long and consisted of 30 vertebrae. The first 5 or 6 were short and flexible, but the remainder gradually increased in length and were stiffened by elongated vertebral processes. 1. The terminal end of the tail may have borne a rhomphorhynchus-like tail vein, although no impressions have yet been found in Dimorphodon fossils to confirm this speculation. 1. Skull-edged Dimorphodon had a large, bulky skull approximately 23 centimeters, 9.1 in length, whose weight was reduced by large openings separated from each other by thin bony partitions. 1. Its structure, reminiscent of the supporting arches of a bridge, prompted Richard Owen to declare that, as far as achieving great strength from lightweight materials was concerned, no vertebra was more economically constructed. Owen saw the vertebrate skull as a combination of 4 vertebrae modified from the ideal type of the vertebra. 3. The front of the upper jaw had 4 or 5 fang-like teeth followed by an indeterminate number of smaller teeth. The maxilla of all exemplars is damaged at the back. The lower jaw had 5 longer teeth and 30 to 40 tiny, flattened pointed teeth, shaped like lancets. 1. Many depictions give it a speculative puffin-like beak, because of similarities between the two animals' skulls. The first fossil remains now attributed to Dimorphodon were found in England by fossil collector Mary Anning at Lyme Regis in Dorset, UK in December 1828. 4. This region of Britain is now a World Heritage Site, dubbed the Jurassic Coast. In it layers of the blue lias are exposed, dating from the Hettangian Sinemurian. The specimen was acquired by William Buckland and reported in a meeting of the Geological Society on 5 February 1829. 5. In 1835. After a thorough study by William Clift and William John Brodripp, this report, strongly expanded, was published in the Transactions of the Geological Society, describing and naming the fossil as a new species. As was the case with most early pterosaur finds, Buckland classified the remains in the genus Pterodactylus, coining the new species Pterodactylus macronix. 6. The specific name is derived from Greek makros, large, and onyx, claw, in reference to the large claws of the hand. The specimen, presently NHMUK PVR 1034, consisted of a partial and disarticulated skeleton on a slab, lacking the skull. Buckland in 1835 also assigned a piece of jaw from the collection of Elizabeth Philpott to P. macronix. Later, the many putative species assigned to Pterodactylus had become so anatomically diverse that they began to be broken into separate genera. In 1858, Richard Owen reported finding 2 new specimens, NHMUK-PV Oregon 41212 and NHMUK-PVR 1035, again partial skeletons but this time including the skulls. Having found the skull to be very different from that of Pterodactylus, Owen assigned Pterodactylus macronix its own genus, which he named Dimorphodon. 7. His first report contained no description and the name remained a nomen nudum. In 1859, however, a subsequent publication by Owen provided a description. 8. After several studies highlighting aspects of Dimorphodon's anatomy, Owen in 1874 made NHMUKPVR 1034 the holotype. Meanwhile, though Dimorphodon is not a very common fossil, other fragmentary specimens were found. Some of these were acquired by Othniel Charles Marsh between 1873 and 1881 from the London fossil dealer Bryce McMurdo Wright. One of these had been recovered from early Jurassic strata at the south bank of the Severn River, at the Ost Cliff. 1. An additional species of Dimorphodon, D. weintraubi, was named by James Clark et al. In 1998 from a partial skeleton recovered in silt stones from the site Hizacal Canyon in La Boca Formation in Tamaulipas, Mexico. From the early Jurassic, Pliensbachian, where remains of sphenodontians, dinosaurs and mammalia forms have also been found. 10. It is known from the type specimen IGM 3494, Instituto Geológico de Mexico, of the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico, that comprises articulated pieces of the skeleton including the posterior part of skull. 4 cervical vertebrae, the scapulocoracoids, left humerus, partial right wing and right leg distal to mid-tibiotarsus. This specimen is larger than D. macronix and the well-preserved foot of it shows that pterosaurs do not have a digitigrade posture in their hind limbs, but that it have a plantigrade gait, as has been inferred from footprints. The name of the species is a homage to Dr. Robert L. Weintraub. 11. Later studies considered this species not closely related to Dimorphodon macronix, but an early relative of Oneirognathidae.
Gallimimus, Dilophosaurus, Dimorphodon. As a pterosaur,